Welcome, Outlier customers, to another training session. We're bringing you the desk of Chris at Tradier. He's coming from the brokerage department. Say hi to us, Chris. How you doing?
Hey, everybody. Good to be here.
Yeah, great to have you. Now, as a new Outlier customer, what are you going to get from this video? What are we going to show you? Well, you have learned about Outlier. You were brought to Outlier through Chris's fantastic tutelage and mentorship, and you know about signals. You know about expectancy. You know about calculations and when to get out and when to enter and how to plan your activities. But you need a broker to actually perform the trade with. Outlier is not a broker. It's a signal platform. It's a intelligence platform, we may say. So we have partnered with Tradier. In the most recent Bravo University episode, we learned from Lex. We learned his history as a market maker. If you haven't seen that video, go to the Bravo University playlist and check it out. Fantastic video. In that partnership, we learned about the expertise of Chris. So we brought him on stage with us, and he's going to show us how to create a Tradier account. And so if we do a quick screen share here, we can see the Tradier.com webpage. We're doing a partnership with Tradier. You see Chris trade with Tradier live every afternoon when the signals allow him to have an entry. And as a customer of Outlier, you can also get a benefit by using Tradier as your brokerage. You can get 6 months of $0 commission trades, plus you get $150 reimbursed by Tradier when you open an account with at least $3,000. So let's see how you would go about accomplishing that. The first thing we're going to do is, we're going to show you the link to this right on the bottom of your screen, so you don't have to try to Google search for this. It's trade.tradier.com. And while we're doing that, let's click on Open Account. The first thing you're going to need to do is put in your name. It's asking for your legal name, so that's a key thing to check into. Your last name, your email, your confirmation of the email, username, and password. And then we're going to click Create Account. The next page we're going to get to is going to be this welcome message. It's going to say, we're happy to have you join us, but there's some documentation that you need to provide to us to show us who you are. So if I click on the next page from the US, myself, I'm going to leave that as a default. The account type. What kind of account are you going to open? It's talking about being an individual here. A brokerage account with one account owner permits for trading stocks and options. We see Chris trading options. That's what he's trying to teach. So this sounds right so far. It's a taxable account. So it's not a retirement account like a Roth IRA or traditional IRA or SEP or anything like that. It's a taxable brokerage account. Let's see. And when the account owner is deceased, all assets are passed to the estate. Let's see what our other options are here. We have a joint account with two owners. Doesn't apply for us. We have IRAs. We just decided those don't apply to us. And custodial. So if you're opening an account for your son or daughter, perhaps you might choose the custodial account. Well, in this case, I'm sticking with brokerage. It most fits my situation.
And Joe, I'll just note that if anybody has a retirement account where they want to trade, you can do up to level 3 options. We'll talk a little bit more about what the different levels mean in a bit, but you can do up to level 3 options in an IRA at Tradier.
Awesome. Thanks for that, Chris. We have the option of margin versus cash. Could you talk a little bit about that, Chris?
Absolutely. So a cash account is going to only allow you to use your funds in the account. You cannot use any leverage, nor can you employ any advanced option strategies. So a cash account is only going to let you buy stocks, write covered calls, write cash secured puts, and buy long options. If you want to do spreads or naked options, that would not be available in a cash account.
Okay, great. So based on that and the instructions that we see Chris trade with, it sounds like a margin account is where I'm at. So I'm going to hit the next step. And now we're getting into the levels. Coming up with default, it's saying leveled 1 is covered calls, writing, and cash secured puts. Let's see what other options we have. We've got level 2, level 3, level 4, 5, and all the way into level 6. So, Chris, let's talk about when we see Outlier trading live, what we're doing is buying calls, buying puts. We're not necessarily trading spreads. We're not doing covered calls. We're not selling options. We're not selling calls, selling puts. So, based on that, is there any other information I need to make my decision?
The higher the level that you choose here, while it provides you greater flexibility, it is more difficult for our team to approve those higher levels. So, the regulators have said you can't just let anybody go out there and write naked index options. So, level 6, we have minimum income levels, minimum trading experience levels. Your risk tolerance has to align. So, be mindful not to request too much above what you actually need in the account. So it sounds like, as you've described, level 2 and level 3 is not difficult to get approved for. So you've got the added flexibility if you want that. That might be the sweet spot for these folks.
Okay, okay. Let's see. So level 3 might give us some more opportunities as we advance our trading journey. I think level 2 sounds like the minimum, but if I want some flexibility moving forward, maybe level 3 would be right based on our description here.
Sounds right.
But as Chris mentioned, make that decision based on what you intend to be trading, right? It's not a one size fits all situation, so it's a very personal situation. Would you like to open a futures account? Now, we never see Outlier trading futures. There has been questions about it, especially during the Friday morning Ask Me Anything calls. But it's not something that you see traded, and it's a leveraged asset. It's very involved. I have done it in myself. I found out that I could not trade that, maybe from an emotional standpoint or a trading psychology standpoint, because I found myself watching charts all the time, and it's a roller coaster of emotions. So as a new trader, this may be a difficult jump to make and to be successful when you're trying to learn as much as you are as a trend trader. So personally, I'm going to choose no here. I don't have any interest in trading futures moving forward. Chris, did you have anything to add for that?
No, I'll just say that if it ever comes a point that somebody wants a futures account, it's easy to add that after the fact. So.
Awesome. Awesome. Would you like to add securities lending to your account? If I choose yes, I'm opting into a fully paid stock lending program. I need to read and agree to terms and conditions. So, Chris, tell me a little bit about this choice.
Yeah, this is a new feature in brokerage accounts where if you opt into it, you allow other investors to borrow the long shares of stock that you hold in the account. And they would typically do that so that they could sell it short. If there's a fee involved because it is a hard to borrow security, then you will get income from that fee that's collected by our clearing firm and by Tradier Brokerage. So completely optional. The one thing that you do lose when you do that is that you may no longer have voting rights. So if you're somebody who likes to vote your shares in proxies, then you do lose that. Otherwise, you can sell the securities at any time. You still get your dividends, although they could be taxed differently. So I'll say in a nutshell, just make sure you read the FAQs regarding that if it's something that you may be interested in.
Okay. Well, based on what you said, Chris, I don't think this is going to apply to me. So I'm going to leave that as a no. And then the promotion code, this must be automatically populated due to the hyperlink that we shared with you there, trade.tradier.com/outlier. So I'm
Yeah,
going to
and
leave.
I'll just add it's very critical to open the account using that link so that this promotional code pre-populates. That way you automatically get the 6 free months and then we automatically know to give you that $150 credit if you fund with the $3,000.
Awesome. All right. Let's click get started here. All right. Account information. Please enter phone number, citizenship, professional status, this sort of thing. Okay. I'm going to pull this off screen and make those edits for us here. All right. Put in my phone number and I'm going to click next step. The next step that comes up is the additional agreements. I need to review the terms of the zero commission trading plan available to me. And then I have a Tradier Pro subscription agreement. Let's see where that takes us. All right. We have an offer for zero commission free trades here. Okay. All right. And we're going to agree. And now some more information that I'm going to put into this form off screen here. Put in my birth date.
And Joe, while you're doing that, I'll just interject with the subscription. It is important that the person agrees to those terms and conditions on that page and doesn't skip that. If they skip it, they're going to get opted out of the 6 free months. So make sure to click that. You can always, at the end of the 6 months, decide to cancel the subscription for the $10 a month. No problem there.
Awesome. Thanks for that, Chris. All right, I have put that information in, birth date and address and things of that nature. And the next screen, it's asking me for annual income, net worth, investment experience, that sort of stuff. So again, I'll do that off screen quickly.
Yep. And I'll make a note here. It is important to fill out those fields because that screen in particular is what gets used to make sure that you are eligible to trade options in the account. Again, level 2 and level 3 are not difficult to get approved for, but if you say that your annual income is $0 to $25,000 a year, and your net worth is $0 to $50,000, we're not going to be able to approve the account to trade those option levels.
Okay, awesome. Before I click next step, we do have some disclosure information here. It's asking if I or have a family member who is a director with 10% share or policy making officer status. I would need to click this box. That doesn't apply to me. Next box, am I affiliated with any securities firm, bank, or securities regulatory body? Again, if I was, I'd have to click this box. If I have an immediate family member or myself who's a personal or business associate as a senior political figure, nope, doesn't apply.
Yeah, and most of those are not going to apply to most folks, but just be mindful if you do have a unique situation and need to check one of those.
Okay. And that brings us to risk tolerance and investment objective. First option here is speculation. I am willing to accept maximum risk to my initial principal to aggressively seek maximum returns. And I understand I could lose most all of the money invested. If I have a medium comfort level or a low comfort level, I have those options as well. Chris, do you have any feedback for these choices?
Yeah, it is important to consider the choice here. Again, if you choose that low/income risk tolerance investment objective, we're not going to be able to approve the account for level 2 options. Somebody who says they have a low risk tolerance and is only seeking income would not be eligible to trade options in really any form or fashion other than writing some covered calls in the account. So
okay. All right. Now, I would fit into the speculation category, and let's talk about why. I went through Outlier University. I was an Alpha University graduate, so I learned all about risk management. I learned about trading risk first. It's not about chasing the green candles. It's about getting in when my plan signals are telling me I should get in. And again, those signals are based on an expectancy. If I frequently trade to my plan, I know what the outcome is likely to be. I have an expectancy that shows me I'm going to be successful, most likely. Now it's the stock market. It's not financial advice, right? It's always up to the market. I can't make the market do anything. I can protect myself using my plan and my position sizing criteria. So, Chris, I'm going to go ahead and choose that. And next step. All right, set up funding. How are we going to fund the Tradier brokerage account? Now, when I've interacted with brokers in the past, I've always used an ACH transaction. That's what I intend to do now, Chris, unless you have some other advice in this space.
No, during the online application, the one choice that you have here is to set up your ACH profile. So you can get that done here in the application. I suggest doing it this way. It'll be the fastest setup. And that way, if at any point you want to move money in or out through your bank account, you've got that all set up on file. You have other choices. You can always old school mail a check. You can do an ACAT transfer from another brokerage firm, or you can do a wire transfer. But we don't put those on this page. We kind of handle that when you first log in with those other choices.
All right. So I'm going to click the connect button here and see what we get. It's asking me to connect. Tradier Web uses Plaid to connect to your account. What is Plaid?
Sure. So Plaid is a third party that we use to validate the bank account. Plaid is a very large industry kind of standard company who specializes in bank verification. So you'll see this with a lot of different financial firms that use Plaid. So what it's going to do, when you provide your phone number, it's going to then find associated bank accounts that you have, and then it will ask you to log into that bank account. And by logging into your bank account, you do the validation and get that account linked up to Tradier.
Okay. Awesome. So let's do that real quick. All right. I'm going to hit continue after putting in my phone number. And it's giving me a code. It has texted me a code using SMS. So now I'm going to put that code in. Now I need to select my institution. All right. So I have all these choices here, very common banks. I'm going to see if my bank is in here offline real quickly. All right, I put in my bank name, and now it's asking me to log into my bank, just as Chris mentioned here. So I'm going to go ahead and do that off screen. All right, and it has proven that I am a human. Now it's loading. So we're logging into my bank, and it's, let's see. I can't share this screen, unfortunately. It is asking me if I grant access through Plaid. And I'm going to do approve. I'm going to select the account within my bank that I would like to connect through Plaid.
Yep. You can do a checking account or savings account. So both types work, folks.
All right. It's asking me to name my account and give it a nickname. And then I have the option to save the ACH profile. Again, I can't share this screen with you. My apologies, but you will. This is very intuitive. So far, I haven't had any questionable items on the screen. It's showing me things like my date of birth, social security number, address, that sort of thing. And I just need to review and make sure that they are all correct. And then it's giving me the option to sign and submit the statements that I have read. Statements such as brokerage trading agreements here. Let's bring this up. Market data agreements and non-professional attestation. So we will submit that. All right. I have been verified, evidently. So thank you for submitting your application for an account. Your application will be reviewed and opened as soon as possible. Keep an eye on your email for the next steps. All right, Chris. It sounds like we have a little bit of a wait while this will get reviewed. Is there anything else I need to do at this stage?
No, let me see if I can see where the application is on my side. All right, it looks good. Let me refresh here. You know what happens, just to give folks a little look into the back end is, the application gets submitted on our side. Our system checks, did the person, validate for the option level that they submitted? Did we match their date of birth, social security number, and address to, the record database that we check? If all that's good, an account number gets generated. It gets sent over to our clearing firm. They do a couple of checks on their side. And once that's good, then it all flows back to us in a completed state. Now, sometimes those applications get hung up. Maybe somebody is 18 years old and their social security number is just not really in the database yet. Maybe somebody mistyped their date of birth. Or maybe somebody just recently moved and we can't validate the address. If any of those failed, the screen that you got at the end would have told the person which one of those they failed and given them instructions on how to upload a supporting document for that. The other thing that may happen is the account may go to our clearing firm. It may look all good on our side, go to our clearing firm, and a lot of times people have security freezes on their credit file. And so we say, hey, you've asked to have a higher standard of validation. So can you send us a copy of your ID? You do a secure upload of your ID, and we resolve that security freeze issue and get the account open from there. So those are a couple things that folks may run into that may just slow down the process a little bit. But, in this case, Joe, you are all set. I see the application completed on my side. So,
Wow, that was fast, Chris.
you
Excellent.
should have an email shortly if you haven't gotten it already.
Now let's take a look. Okay. I have an email from Tradier Brokerage. It is discussing account application agreements. Thank you for submitting your brokerage request. Please review the following agreements and disclosures associated with your account.
Yep, that's the first email that everybody will get. And, what's nice there is maybe you didn't take the time to read all the agreements. They therefore get emailed to you and you've got them for your records.
All right, let's see. I just got an email, actually. Boy, this is fantastic. It says it's time to fund my account, and it's giving me the opportunity to click a button that says fund my account. I have the wire choice, the ACH choice, which is what I opted for. It says I can use Plaid. I got an ACAT, as you mentioned, Chris, as an option, and then I can mail a check. Now, since I opted for Plaid, do I also click Plaid in this email? Is that my next step?
You can actually log right in. So the Plaid profile will either get automatically approved or it will get reviewed by our team. I'm checking yours specifically here. Let's see if it's flowed through yet. I don't see it yet, but I do believe that it should flow through shortly. So with that email, if you want to go ahead and click the fund your account or click that Plaid option, it's probably going to bring you to the login page to get into the account. And if you want to show folks that, then we could probably walk through that.
Yeah, this is the link that came up as soon as I clicked inside the email that said fund my account. This is what came up. So it feels like maybe it's back to the beginning of the account setup
Mhm.
piece.
Yep. So let's instead hit cancel on that and just
Mhm.
log into your account.
All right.
So
So,
what I would do from here is click. Let me see. Can you click your name in the top right hand corner
mhm.
and sign out?
All right.
All right.
I'll click sign in, and I got a verification code coming to my email. Let's see. A one-time passcode. All right. Let's throw that in there. All right. I am in. This is a new screen for me. I've never seen this. All right.
Awesome. Yep. So we're warning folks that the markets are closed on Monday. So enjoy the 3-day weekend. But yeah, this is the Tradier dashboard. And this is what you will see when you have an approved account when you log in. You get your balances at the top, some market details. Once you have orders and positions, you'll see it all here.
Fantastic. So let's see what happens if I click fund my account. All right. I can do the ACH perhaps that I was interested in. I already did the connect. So as you said, maybe there's just a little bit of a time period in review that needs to happen. After that's done, I probably won't see this connect button. I'll probably see something related to actually performing the transfer.
Exactly. There'll be a box there that will allow you to enter an amount. You put that in, our team will get that. They'll post it that day for you. Now, keep in mind your initial ACH deposit is going to get held for 4 business days. Um, Once you have an established account with us, that hold time won't apply. But on initial deposits, because banks have time to return those ACH deposits, we hold those funds for 4 days.
Okay. Fantastic. Well, it sounds like we're just waiting for that plaid piece to finish for myself. I'm not going to move into a wire or a check or an ACAT because I prefer ACH. In my experience, it's the easiest and fastest. And once it's established, you can move money in and out as you need. So that's what I'm going to wait for. So I guess Chris will wrap up today, and our next video may be using Tradier as a brokerage tool now that I have an account.
Awesome.
All right. Well, thanks for joining us today. And again, outliers, don't forget, we've got this partnership here, and it's a great opportunity for you to use the same tool that you see Outlier trade with every afternoon, the trading room. If you have no idea what I'm talking about, you need to make an account with Outlier. You need to be either a subscriber or a trial member so that you can get access to the live trading room. Once you're a member in Discord, you will see the links every week they're posted, and you can access the trading room every day when we see trades actually being made live. And you can also see all the 2026 US Investing Championship trades in the Portfolio Manager. And again, when you become a customer or trial member, you'll be very familiar with that. It's something we look at every single day. So thanks again, Chris, and we will catch you on the next video.
Thanks, Joe.
All right, bye.